Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is flower letter day and I'm always excited to get these in the mail. So this is the beautiful back of it, and I always love the artwork, and you can see like right up at the top it's got a little stamp that says flower letter. So this is number 14 in our series, if you guys have been following our series. So let's open it up and let's see who it's from. Okay guys, so here is our letter. Let's see. I'm not sure what this is. Let's save this for last. Usually, these are always like the little extras. So usually the letter will probably give us some hint about what it is. So the last two letters we got was from her dad writing to Uncle Abe, talking about her mission that she's going to go down to Mexico to kind of be like a spy, I suppose, for Oppenheimer, just to see if he is working on some kind of experiment. So let's see who this is. It says, it looks like it's to Audrey, so let's see who it's from. March 7th, 1944. Dear Audrey Rose, thank you for your letter, sugar. I can't tell you what a difference it makes during mail call to see your handwriting scrawled across one of those pretty flowery envelopes of yours. It changes everything in my day, from the pep in my step to the melody of my whistling. I guess I'm starting to feel like the ugliness of this war is like one of them old silent horror films. It starts playing from the moment I open my eyes in the morning to the moment I close them again at night. I think the training is finally catching up to me too. If I'm not climbing some cliff, then I'm hunkering down in a pillboy somewhere, waiting my turn for some drill or other. Sometimes your letters are the only pretty I get to see in the entire week, and boy are they pretty. All I have to do is open one and smell your perfume on the letter, and I'm transported back to Niagara Falls, or our time together in Maryland, or our wedding day, and how fine you looked all dolled up in that dress. I know you said you borrowed it from one of your secretary friends, but sugar, whoever made that get-up only had you in mind. Before I forget, I wanted to tell you I met your little sister and the general the other day. They came down from London together, brought Ruby's Scottish beau along too. Captain John Cameron is his name, but everyone calls him Jack, or Crazy Jack if they're feeling real brave. I was glad to meet them all. Ruby looks pretty different than you, doesn't she? All that jet black hair threw me off. I'm guessing she takes after your mama. She's just as sweet and gentle as you said, though I can see why Jack's dead gone on her. There's a quiet stillness in her that I wasn't expecting. Must come in handy with her patience. I mean, I fully anticipated the third-degree treatment from the general when I met him, but there was a moment where when my palms started to sweat, geez Louise, Captain Jack's not getting away with any nonsense there, is he? Seems like everything's settled between Ruby and the general as well. Whatever uneasiness he was feeling about her and Jack when you last wrote seems long gone now. Honestly, I thought my odds at having the favorite son-in-law title for at least a little while were pretty good, but Jack and Ruby aren't even married yet, and he and the general are as thick as thieves. How am I supposed to compete with that, Sugar Rose? Only teasing. It was a swell visit, and I feel pretty confident. I passed all the general's tests all right. I went ahead and vetted Jack for you. By the way, turns out your sister has as good an instinct about men as you do. He's as fine a fella as there ever was. Bow, sword, and bagpipe aside, he's a good steady man with a love for your sister that's only rivaled by his love for God and country. I'll tell you one thing though, I'm mighty glad I'll never be one of those Nazis coming up against Crazy Jack. The Nazis are dead scared of him, you know. Rumor has it he can shoot an arrow right through the eye of a moving man from 300 yards away. When I asked him about it, he said he thought it was 350 yards. Then he grinned and winked at Ruby, so who knows what's true. Speaking of captains, Thanks for telling me what you learned about Captain Fairbanks and my father. What a story, huh? It's given me quite a bit to think about since I read it. I'll be honest, Sugar. It took me a few days to swallow down my initial reaction to blame him for my father's being absent my whole life. But I couldn't help remembering something you said in your first letter to me last July. That sometimes the deepest scars of war aren't found in the soldiers, but in the ones they leave behind. Ever since, I've been taking a close look at my life and how blessed it's been despite my father's not being there. I've got a Ma, an Aunt Jane, Uncle Frank, and now, best of all, you. War sure helps a fella see clearly what's most important in life. Holding on to the past definitely isn't it. You were alright about trying to give old Fairbanks some sort of peace after all this time. I finally went and talked to him a few days after your letter came. Turns out, following your advice is a real good habit to get into. Fairbanks became a completely different man right there in front of me. He's been as cool as a cucumber since the very beginning, never giving us an inch of leeway in training, never cutting us any slack or joining in on any of our gags to ease the pressure a bit. But when I confronted him about my father, all that BTO facets slipped away, and I found myself face to face with about the humblest, most genuine fella I ever met. We talked for at least an hour about my father. He told me what he remembered about him from the Great War. Said they were rivals, but for his part, it was only because Hank Burke was the bravest man he'd ever met, and he wanted to be just like him. It turns out you were right about another thing, too. Fairbanks said he was sorry he'd been busting my chops all these months, but when he learned who I was, he knew he had to be extra hard on me. He said he knew I'd be able to take it on account of being Hank Burke's son. Then he said he knew if he didn't do everything within his power to ensure Hank Burke's son survived this war, he'd regret it as much as he regretted my father not surviving the last one. Before I left him, I made sure he knew that neither I nor my mother blamed him for my father's death. He shook my hand then and told me he was grateful, but still awful sorry I had to grow up without him. That since I didn't have the chance to know Hank Burke personally, I never know just how sorry. Then he told me if there was ever anything he could do for me, just say the word. I thanked him and left. A few days later, he and Freddie Fairbanks had some leave time, so we were in the village pub getting some chow. Freddie's real social and likes to make his way around a room, so I was sitting alone in the corner waiting for my food and thinking of you when I pulled out some paper and started to sketch some ideas for that house I'm gonna build you. Fairbanks strolled into a pub around then and stopped by my table. He noticed what I was doodling and asked if I wanted some company. I told him to take a seat. After he ordered, he asked if he could see my sketches. When I showed them to him, he told me that his own father was a builder and said he could show me a few things if I liked. By the time Freddie finished making his rounds, Fairbanks had helped me sketch the beginnings of the drawing. I'm sitting along with this ladder. What do you think, Sugar? Will it do? There's even a picket fence and that spot for a transom we talked about. The one above the door for our turtle doves. Fairbanks said he'd be happy to help me sketch out a blueprint over the next few leave days. That way I'll have something to work from when I come home. Turns out Fairbanks is actually the genuine article underneath it all. I never had known that if it wasn't for your encouraging me to give the old man a fair chance. I'm a real lucky fella to have you as my wife, Audrey Rose. Even your advice makes my life better. Speaking of advice, your daddy pulled me aside while he was here and asked me to give you some. He couldn't give me any particulars, just said you were about to do something real dangerous. He asked me to write and ask you to reconsider. I'm guessing he has something to do with the work General Stokes has you doing. Now, before you get your back up with me, I respect your father more than just about any man I know. You know I do. However, one of the reasons I respect him so much is because he raised you to be who you are, an independent, thinking, wise, brave, and brilliant woman ahead of her time. You don't need me to advise you on what to do where Stokes is concerned. I trust your judgment in this, and I believe in you, Audrey Rose. I know the General is only interfering because he loves you so much, and I can definitely sympathize with his need to protect you. I can't fault him for that when I'm wrestling with the very same instincts myself. The way I see it, though, if whatever Stokes asking you to do is that dangerous, it's probably pretty important too. All I want you to know is I'll be praying for your success and safety every moment. That's all. I won't say any more, Sugar Rose, except that I adore you. With any luck, I'll get to hold you close in my dreams tonight. Yours forever, Charlie. Okay, guys, as always, you guys can get on theflowerletter.com and you can get on there and you can look up photographs of the inside of the bud pill box that Charlie was talking about, that they spent their training in. So if you guys want to see pictures of that, you guys can get on their website and you can go on there and you can learn more if you want to. I just kind of wanted to show you guys this. This was like a picture, like a little painting, and I kind of wanted to show you guys up close that there was little like sketches and stuff. This is like a boat on the letters, and this must have been maybe the little club or something maybe they were in, and then also right here too, I'm not sure like if you guys got a good look of it. I just thought that was kind of cool. I like that they put these things, you know, on the letters. It makes them more eye-catching, and it also makes them very, very beautiful. I don't know who does the artwork on them, but they're gorgeous. And then I like this. This is where they're in the training. So yeah, so I just wanted to show that to you. I guess we're not going to hear from Audrey anytime soon. I haven't got a letter from Audrey in a while, so I'm kind of hoping that she's going to write maybe before she goes down to Mexico to do her big mission, because I would kind of like to know from her. So I don't know if we're going to hear from her before she does that or maybe after. I'm not really sure exactly how that's going to take place and everything. So this is the extra. It says, I'm going to hold it up maybe so you guys can kind of read it too. It says, I left plenty of room in the yard for you to plant all your favorite flowers. Peonies, tulips, hydrangeas, roses, all kinds of them anywhere and everywhere you like, especially the climbing ones on either side of the house. Let's see, let me kind of open it a little bit. It says, Fairbanks said he could even save a bit of money by laying a walk up to the porch with stones we gathered around our property rather than one made out of brick or cement. I like the look of the stone, but it's your call, Sugar Rose. The only arrangement concerning our future home that I have a firm opinion on is whether or not you're in it. Write and tell me what you think. Tell me if this is the house you were describing to me back at Niagara. And it just says XOXOXO, because we all know he loves her very much. So here's the sketch. Oh, that's really good. I like that. I was like, I see that he's kind of already got maybe some flowers and shrubs, and they got trees. That is really good. I like that. So you guys let me know what you think about the house. I was like, I hope Audrey's really going to like it. Like I said, we haven't heard from Audrey in a while. Actually, you guys, like, if you wanted to, you could probably color this if you wanted. Or just leave it black and white. It just kind of looks like they maybe left it open for you to maybe do what you wanted with it, perhaps. It's up to you guys. It's just a thought. But like I said, we haven't heard from Audrey. I have no idea. Kind of hoping we get her thoughts on it. Guys, let me know what you think. I hope you guys like this series, and I can't wait to get through it. I do know this series, it lasts for a year. So we have quite a few more letters to get to. I'm kind of running out of space here to put them. I am thoroughly enjoying them so far. Excited every time I get them. I hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys are liking them. I also have good news. So the flower letter has recently got a new flower letter, and this flower letter is going to be in Jane Austen era England. From what I had read, just a little bit of it, it's going to be based in the Jane Austen kind of era, so I'm kind of excited to kind of see what that one is going to be like, just like the period and like how they're going to talk and like the things that are going on. So I'm really, really excited about that one. That one just came out, so if you guys are kind of curious about it, you want to try it, they also have that one. You guys go to their flowerletter.com and you can check out all the different letters that they have. So hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe if you do, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.